Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon's press conference will cover two very important issues, and I'd like to start with the first one, which is in regards to placing of campaign materials in this general election. Ladies and gentlemen, I take you back to 15th of August 2022 when the Fijian Elections Office published a notice in both newspapers outlining the public areas that have been designated for placement of campaign materials. This list was published in accordance with section 1123 of the Electoral Act, which states, "It shall be unlawful for any person, any political party or any candidate or any person on behalf of the political party, including any office holder of the political party or any person on behalf of any candidate, to place campaign posters and flags on public buildings, monuments, electricity or lampposts and other public structures except in public places specifically designated by the supervisor for placement of campaign material." This list was generated in consultation with political parties, the Fiji Roads Authority, the Department of Local Government, and the municipalities who and the Department of Local Government who obtained confirmation from local municipalities. We published the list of designated areas based on those recommendations provided from these stakeholders. Political parties had been specifically consulted, and we gave them the list and asked them to give us details of any other place or location that they wished to add to the list that we had already submitted. Out of all the political parties, only the Fiji Labour Party wrote back requesting permission to campaign from private premises and movie theatres. There are no regulations in terms of placement of campaign materials in private places, and as far as movie theatres are concerned, those are privately owned commercial enterprises, and political parties can purchase advertising packages from entities running those services in movie theatres. Aside from that, no additional requests had been made by any political party, and as such, the list has been published as we have already done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after the publication of the list, political parties are now expected to comply with those locations only during the campaign period. Even if your campaign material is 1 centimeter outside the designated approved location, your campaign material is in breach of the law. Since the 2018 general election, the FEO recommended for amendments to the law so that the section 112 was further, so that the supervisor of elections was further empowered to monitor the compliance with section 112 of the Act. In this regard, the FEO proposed that there be opportunity for the supervisor of elections to direct a party or its accomplice, or if not them, then to the extent the Fiji police or a staff of the FEO to remove a campaign material that does not comply with the law. The idea behind this amendment was, seeking this amendment was to ensure that we are able to keep the campaign environment as compliant as possible with the law. This means that the FEO would take the approach of compliance first before prosecution. Prior to 2018, the law only had required the SOE to refer the breaches to FICAC, who would then prosecute the law. However, in the period between the referral and prosecution, the campaign material would continue to breach the law. This has now been regularized, and the FEO is able to direct the party, or if the party does not comply, to direct another party, to direct the police or staff of the FEO to remove the campaign material. So far, the FEOs had to deal with two matters in this regard. One was the Fiji First campaign material that was placed on the Super Civic car park. That one, once the FEO directed it to be removed, the NFP made a complaint to FICAC, and the matter is with FICAC now. The other matter is the one that is the National Federation Party banner that we had directed the National Federation Party to remove. We note that the National Federation Party has removed the banner. As I have said earlier, even if your banner is in breach by 1 centimeter, it is in breach. You have to take it down. Now that National Federation Party has re-erected its billboard within its own boundaries, the FEO finds that they are in compliance with the Act, subject to any other law that they may have to comply with. The SOE has taken an approach that where campaign material is found to be in an unauthorized location, in the interest of a free and fair election, the SOE first exercises the powers in section 116 to have those materials removed, as we have done so in the earlier two complaints. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This means that on a private premises, an individual is free to put up campaign material, and I have noticed that there has been some harassment on social media of various individuals who have put up campaign material in their private premises or in the office that has been leased out. And I have noted that there has been on social media, I have noted that people are now asking them to remove it, and even to the extent where somebody went and said you are not allowed to put up campaign material. That is not correct, ladies and gentlemen. You can put up campaign material in private premises, and you have to be careful that it is not in any public structure, which includes roads, footpaths, pavements. You will notice that since 2014, after our general election, the country is still clean from the incessant posters that you would find in other countries on lamp posts and every single wall. And after the election is over, the wall is left with this very rubbish looking sheet of paper that is now torn and battered by the rain and the weather. And Fiji is adequately protected from all of this after an election because nobody goes to remove posters of candidates. They just leave it there and the weather deals with it. And there is a lot of damage to the environment, and as such the law in Fiji prohibits you from doing it unless the SOE specifically authorizes, and we do not authorize any on lamp posts, telecom posts or FEA posts, simply for this reason.